Well, let's have a look at fitness and health and see where you sit. You can compare with me. You don't have to. You can just compare yourself with yourself. But when I look at my life, I've been fairly fit most of it. I have generally fluctuated my weight between 88 and 100, and I'm right now I'm around about 90. So I'm very very good place, and that's because I've adjusted my what I do for my fitness and also my eating as well. I'm not a person that does diets, and I'm not a person that also just does a fitness for one season. I'm more a person that's lifestyle orientated, and so I tailor my food for my whole life as well as my fitness to do as well. And I think it's a healthier way of doing it. What I've noticed is with if we try to do something for, like, we try to do a diet or we try to just do something fitness for a season, is that it only lasts for a short while because we're not able to sustain it. So I would recommend look for something in your food and the way that you exercise that you can sustain for your life. You can tailor it a bit, but you're fairly happy with it. And let me give you a few examples of some terrible things I've done, but it's something I can also go, what, I did that at one time. When I was in my early 20s, I remember I had 1 month where I had McDonald's every day. Imagine that, 30 days of McDonald's. And 2 of those days, I had McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and tea. I was fit going to the gym, but how unhealthy is that? 30 days and a couple of the days like breakfast, lunch, and tea. I just had a real craving at that time. I'm not a smoker, I'm not a drinker, but I have got a sweet tooth. And when I was younger, I would, kid you not, I'd have it like a king size chocolate a week, and probably a couple of packets of chocolate biscuits. Mm. So not very good, right? As I've got older and now that I've got diabetes, I've really reduced that down. I have sugar-free drinks. I don't have juice. I don't eat as much junk food, and my chocolates, instead of a king size chocolate a week, maybe it's every few weeks, right? Something like that. And biscuits, again, that's also I've lessened, and any other thing like potato chips, again, I look for the better ones, and I have them less frequently. So, I'm still enjoying my fast food, just less of it. I'm still enjoying the sweets, but just again less of it, and I'm eating healthier, more more things that are better for my living, and I'm happy with the way I'm developing. It's very slow, but it's something that I can manage along with the medication I take for my diabetes. Fitness wise, I used to do all kinds of different things, running, and vigorous sports. But then when my body was getting older and was not unable to take it, and I got some pinhole surgery in one of my knees a couple of times over a 10-year period, I realized, oh, I can't do those vigorous sports. And then I started to feel it when I was running, that my legs weren't really hitting that well, long distance running. So I stopped that. So now I've found out other things that help to manage my fitness, and that is gym. And I've got a program which gets adjusted every now and then, and I'm walking plus body exercise. And so for me, I found out what works, and I think it's really important that whatever works for you, whatever part of your life, that you go for it while you can, and then when you cannot do it, then you discover a new way of living your life, that you can exercise while you're living. Maybe it's in your work. I remember when I was in my late 40s, till I turned about 50, that I was, or just before I turned 50, I was doing construction work. Man, I was super fit. I lost weight just naturally because I was basically working out like a gym for 8 hours a day. I was doing insulation work. I was in the walls, under floor, in ceilings, moving around elevator shafts, and climbing through all kinds of wiring here, there, and everywhere. And it was like being a commando. And so you couldn't help but lose weight and be super fit. And it's one of the fittest times that I've been in my life, and that was in my late 40s. So sometimes your workplace will help you, and other times it's more sedentary, where you're not moving much at all. Maybe you're at a desk or a computer. So adjust accordingly and work out what's best for you. You know, if you're at school, like I told my sons, who are the older ones, I said it's really good if you find your fitness before you leave school, because at school there's a certain demands for you to do PE, physical education, and to move around. But afterwards, when you get into the workforce or into tertiary education, those demands are not there. It's just up to you. So if you don't get into good habits of fitness before you leave your high school, then most likely or probably you're going to end up gaining weight because you haven't got into those healthy habits earlier. My middle son, he's done really, really well. And my older son, he's just a little bit taller than I, and he's about 6 foot. And he was about, I think he said 108, 110. And now, just in a very short period, like six months to 10 months, he's trimmed right down to 92. He feels so much better. He's looking great, and he's done it before he's finished his final year of high school. So he loves going to the gym. That's what he does, and he's eating better overall. So I said, I'm really proud of you. That's so amazing that you've done that, at this time in your life, because it bodes well that you feel good, you look good, and you're doing it as you move into the next stage of your life. So I want to encourage you, find things that you can work out, do exercises to, find food that you're happy with, and a little bit of splashing here, there, and everywhere. A little bit of relaxing is fine, but if you're consistent over your lifetime, you won't need diets, and you won't need the odd seasonal physical push to get yourself fit. It'll be more likely a lifestyle with some little bit of influx of something, a little bit of an injection of or boost in what you're doing, rather than having to really change your life totally around. But look, again, if you're at that stage of your life where you are very unfit and very unhealthy in your eating, then maybe you do need a transformation. And don't be shy of starting. You can't complete something, you can't get somewhere unless you start. So you've got to start somewhere, and the best time is now. Wishing you all the best in your day, and eating healthier and working out better throughout your life. I'll see you in another session.